Good evening, everyone. Okay, so big, big things today. We did a London live stream. Unfortunately, took a loss on GJ. Is what it is. Thinking that move may play out, possibly during Asian. Otherwise, maybe London tomorrow we can catch that move. Not worried about GJ at all for this evening. The focus is going to be all on gold. I suppose more specifically the dollar, and we'll be looking at gold to the dollar. So during London session, I did mention that it may get choppy and we may see some consolidation leading up to interest rates and the FOMC press conference. So here it is. Been a very, very choppy day here on gold. Sat through a New York session, took no trades whatsoever, and just gonna wait. So we have about 5 minutes here until interest rates are released, and then at 8:30, if I'm not mistaken, that will be 2 and 2:30 Eastern time. Yeah. So not gonna make any hasty moves at 8 or immediately after 8. We'll wait for 9 o'clock. We'll wait for the next hourly candle, okay, to close to give us some direction. Because here are my thoughts, okay. We had a massive move on Monday, as well as last week. And in my mind, I'm thinking that interest rates have already been priced in. Okay, everyone is anticipating them to raise the rates, hence prices already dropped so heavily. At this point in time, we are tapping into a support. Okay, we closed bullish yesterday, so after such a heavy move down, we do need a pullback up, okay? And I think things are starting to line back up for a push back up. And reason being is, okay, the reason they're doing this with interest rates is to combat inflation. So it all depends really on what they say in the press conference. If they come out quite negative in the press conference, then saying that inflation is still a concern, we could see a pushback up on gold. So it all depends what they say during the press conference. We've got 3 minutes here until 8 o'clock, so cutting it a bit fine. I'm just going to quickly go over this. I've already broken it down, okay, so it's quite clear to see right here we are in this range, okay. We had a resistance over here, support over here, we have a level over here. Really just waiting for a break of this range. So buys above here, sells below here, and these levels here are really just targets. And let's say we were instead to close above this level here, we could look for further possible buys. Okay, so I'm going to be honest with you, I may not even trade. I'm not looking to be a hero. I said at the beginning of this week, big week, gonna be a bit choppy, gonna get a bit hectic. My goal is to preserve capital. Okay, so far for me it's been a pretty good week. In terms of the live stream, we've had 1 win, 1 loss. So we're keeping our head above water and taking it slow. So like I say, I'm not going to try to be a hero here today. I just want to come in for interest's sake. I've actually never sat down really and had a proper session here on interest rates data, so it will be interesting for me to actually sit down and see. But the idea here is wait for the news to be released and wait for confirmation. Okay, so wait for the news to be released, wait for price to confirm a direction, and look for possible entries on confirmation of that direction. So like I say, I'm not gonna rush into anything here. 8 o'clock. Okay, so let's see. Seems we have come out as expected. 1%. Okay, so let's see what that does. Immediately pushing down here on gold. So like I say, not looking to act on this immediately. The idea here is to wait for 9 o'clock. Quite interesting to see that with the interest rates being released. So in theory this should be good for the dollar. Okay. Hence gold is pushed down. Like I say, we probably had already priced that in. And gold had pushed down, so this means the dollar is pushing up. So the fact that we are moving up here on gold with good news for the dollar is quite interesting. We also have the press conference at 8:30, so I'm gonna get that going here on my phone. Okay, so got FOMC here already on my phone. Got about half an hour. Let me actually just write up here what we are waiting for exactly, so that if you come late to the stream you can see. So interest rates. So I hope that is simple enough to understand there. If not, you've got some work to do. Very strong push up here on gold already. So I'm actually looking for slightly higher up targets. I mean, not too sure how far we're gonna move here. Definitely anticipating some more bullish movement here on gold. But like I say, all depends what happens in that press conference. Our daily candle is also bullish here at this point. 4 hour has broken all the previous highs, but it all depends if we close above this level on an hourly candle. So didn't really expect this candle to continue pushing further up so soon, so I'm glad we've had that retracement. Looking for a closure, hopefully not too far above this level to take bars pushing further up. I don't normally use trend lines, but I wonder. feel like this is so busy. I'm gonna completely redo this. Okay, so we've got a resistance over here, a support over here, simple enough. Already feeling like that's a lot cleaner. Just wanted to neaten up my charts a little bit. Felt like I had too much noise on my chart. Kinda just wasting time here, actually. Um, but yeah, I think that's looking a little bit better. We had our initial resistance over here, and that was our range, but this resistance just annoyed me and worried me. So I'm thinking to leave my level up there and rather take bars above that level there. So got pretty clean range going up here, about 76 pips. We do have these wicks to be careful of with about 35 pips, but I think with a closure above this level, with the momentum from news, we shouldn't really have to worry about little things like that. Then I think once you break above this resistance, you've got a little bit of traffic here. But looking on a higher time frame, like a 4 hour, you've got pretty clean traffic. until that level over there. And yeah, in terms of sales, I mean, of course, we only planning to take sales below this level here. So we'd have a target at the support, and then I suppose looking left. Um, yeah, I think that level's pretty good there. Tap into that weekly level, daily resistance. So yeah, our initial target would be there, but below this level we do have these wicks to be careful of, which is about 80 pips. Wow, okay, so for now, you know what, we may as well just have those wicks as a target. Below there you've got clean traffic for about another 30 pips, 40 pips. Got about 12 minutes to the press conference here. You can watch the press conference on YouTube. So we got numerous targets to the downside as well as the upside. Not that we are looking to grab 170 pips or yeah, you know, we're not really looking to grab 200 pips here. That's not really the case. Just marking down possible targets for, you know, whatever happens. If we do happen to leave runners and price has momentum, we can have those as targets. But probably looking to get out completely at some of these levels. It also depends where we actually get into the trade, because if the 8 p.m. candle closes above here and 9 p.m. presents an opportunity for a further push up, then of course this is our target. Same story here. I mean, if we do happen to push down, and let's just say that the 8 p.m. candle ended up closing below here, then we've got a target down here or here. But if our 8 p.m. candle closes below here, then of course this will become our first target. So we just marked up quite a few levels so that we do have options and are prepared for different scenarios. But really, I'm not too sure how big of a move we are anticipating here. And in all honesty, I'm not too worried at all. I'm just here for shits and giggles. What? Oh shit. Live streaming the live stream. I hope the quality is not that cock. Let me just double check here. Quality is actually not too bad if you have it on 720p. I mean, I feel like it's gotten better. Not that it changed anything, but the first time I actually checked out the stream, the quality was quite shite, to say the least. But maybe I just had it on a lower quality setting and I didn't even bother to change it. Oh my god. Okay, so let me just rewrite this here quick. Interest rates at 8 p.m. FOMC press. Need to take a typing course here. Definitely. Okay, cool. Cool. So, I was just chatting with a friend. We traded in New York today, and you're saying, watch gold go to like 1900 by the end of the week. And you know what? I said, maybe, like it just might. But watch at this press conference. They're gonna say, guys, inflation is not looking too good. That's why we've had to raise the interest rates. Just we are trying our best to keep things under control. And it's gonna be like, oh shit, okay, inflation's still out of control. And you're gonna see all of this move down. Maybe not all of it, but for the most part, it's gonna be corrected. And we're gonna come up to about 1900. Maybe tap back into the support, but possibly come back into, yeah, 1900, possibly some of these levels. I don't know. I just feel like some of this move has to be corrected. And if I mean, it's also the beginning of the month. We also discussed this. Look at last month's candle, okay, just the body alone. So you're looking at about 400 pips for the body, okay. This month, we've already pushed down 400 pips in a matter of 4 days. 3 days, in fact. So, I don't know. I don't really see it pushing down anymore immediately. I'm just speculating here, obviously we're not going to call out massive moves. And obviously when you are planning for a trade and looking for entries, you are reacting to price. You're not predicting. So I can make these predictions. If I'm right, wrong, whatever, doesn't matter. Tomorrow, I'm gonna come in, do the same thing, do my analysis, wait for a break of a resistance or support. I'm gonna look for an entry. If I don't get it, don't get it. If I do, on the record, there is about an 80% chance I'm gonna make money. So, that is that. 8:30. Where are my earphones? Yeah, so that's the beginning of the press conference. We've had a immediate push down, but that can't really be anything significant. I mean, I'm sure they haven't said anything just yet. Let me see. Federal Reserve. You know, these oaks have their own channel on YouTube. Massive push down here. Our hourly has flipped bearish, but honestly, this doesn't mean too much. Yes. So we basically just corrected that move from the interest rates release, tapping into that support there. So I think tomorrow's gonna be a great day on the charts. I realized today that I'm terrible with multitasking. If I'm typing, I can't talk. If I'm listening, I can't talk. Like, it's just terrible. My mind can only do one thing at a time. Yes. This is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. At this point, I don't even want to say it looks like we're going to close below this range. Because, I mean, 5 minutes ago it looked like we were going to close above this range. So, fuck knows. But, you know, you don't need to know. Just need to wait for a breakout of this range. And then we react. So, yeah. Look at that. Crazy. Yeah, we just jumped like 50 pips in a second. Wild. Talking about inflation risks. So he did touch on risks of inflation, but he was basically saying how the American economy is strong and can handle the tightening of monetary policy, which is, I suppose, this raising the rates. Um, so yeah, really just waiting for the hourly candle to close at this point. $145 pips. It's crazy. Yeah, like I say, guys, I can't really multitask. I'm just listening to what they have to say right now. Yeah, yeah. Come on, let's get that closure above there. At this point, a flip of the 30-minute candle and re-break of these highs, we could be looking to push further on up. But where the hell do you put your stop loss? Because I don't know about you, but 140 pip stop. Nah. So of course it's just gonna be best to wait for the new hourly once all the news has kind of calmed down. Hopefully get that closure above. We wait for the wick to form, the bottom wick of the new candle, and then we can look at possible different scenarios for entries depending on how that new candle is forming and where we close on the current candle. If there's anyone watching, feel free to ask questions. How's it, Oaks? Hey, what's up, Cans? Sell it. Yo, you dizzy. Now looking for bars here, honestly. Oh, well, just waiting for the hourly candle to close, cause at this point, it's pretty big news. But pretty much developed my buys already, looking for bars here. But if we don't get our closure above this resistance, then of course, a different story. So, yeah, we had that flip bullish on the 30 minutes, breaking the highs. We got a new 15-minute candle opening here to enter on the break of the highs or to wait for the hourly close. Shit. Yeah, so it's just yokes. Who's gonna watch back like an hour long live stream? I know no one's gonna watch my live stream for that long. Maybe one day. So the issue here is if you were to take a bar above the previous candle high, looking at possible targets like up here, it's going to be pretty hard to trust this current candle's low with the volatility. So rather just gonna wait for an hourly close here. Ah, shit. I've been muted, and I don't know how long I've been muted. But anyway, I was just saying that um, I have no idea how long I've been muted. But I was just breaking down possible entries here on a 15 minute. Just keeping in mind that with the volatility and press conference still going on, it's just very hard to trust the current candle low on a 15 minute. But it is undeniable that this is a a great setup, and in another scenario I may have taken that trade, but right now I didn't, and I have no regrets. I did also mention that on a 1 minute the setup was quite undeniable, but don't want to give the 1 minute too much shine. Um, but yeah, it is what it is. I think we still followed our plan. We waited for an hour. Okay, well, we haven't got that hourly close just yet, but we said we came in here waiting for an hourly close. And you know what? The press conference is still running. So let's see how that hourly closes. We could pull back a little bit, okay? And then on the new hourly, if we get a wick down, we could look at possible entries. This entry on a 15 minute was really beautiful, but like I say, I think if you were to take that trade in this particular situation where there's news, there's major volatility, press conference going on, things can change so quickly. It's it's high risk. It's very high risk. I guess trading the news is always going to be high risk, but I don't think I would have put my money on the line for that. So just gonna wait for an hourly close. Sell it, dumbass. Still just a waiting game here. Huge push here. Um, Obviously still just waiting for an hourly closure. At this rate, this may just be the move. Um, and then, you know, at this point we are setting up some nice clean ranges for tomorrow. So, you know, breaking into these cleaner areas, this all here was just a mess for, you know, how many hours here? From 3 o'clock yesterday. So, a good 24 hours we were stuck in that range. looking at this as a 4-hour range here, breaking into this range, I think we'll slow down during Asian. We've had a pretty big move here already, so I think we could see some consolidation or nothing too crazy during Asian, and then London and New York tomorrow. I think we should pump, and we've got, like I say, on a 4-hour, if you're looking at it from this perspective, we've got this range, and we may just push up to fill this range. Okay, so our hourly candle has closed. At this point, um, you know, same story. Just waiting for a bit of a retracement here, waiting for a bottom wick to be formed. Right now, our candle is looking just how we would like it. Got no top wick really, so if we push down at this point and flip back bullish, we could see a continuation up. Let's just see here. Honestly, just want to see a slightly bigger wick being formed here, just so that we know we are basically avoiding as much volatility as possible. It's the first couple minutes of the new hourly, so don't want to rush into a trade here immediately. Like I said, not really planning to be a hero here. Um, Very much here for interest sake, just to learn, and as well as putting out some content, because I'm sure there's something you guys could learn as well. So I've never really sat through interest rates and looked at the chart, so it's interesting to see, and I thought I could do it live for you guys here. So once we are a little bit more prepared for events like this, next time we do it on a live stream, we could possibly catch some nice moves. So right here, right now, we are possibly still looking at a possible trade, but we've had quite a big move here. It is possible we even just see some consolidation at this point. But in terms of our hourly candle, we were waiting for our hourly candle to close and give us some sort of direction. So definitely a very strong confirmation of the sentiment after the press conference and interest rates. And I think it's quite clear to see that tomorrow we will most likely be looking for a continuation up. That is, of course, if our daily candle closes anything like this. At this point, I will be a little bit more comfortable placing bar stops on the break of the high. We've had a bit of a further pullback down. So definitely paid to be patient there. I'm gonna play it safe here, and I'm gonna paper trade this one. Like I say, I'm yet to learn as much as you probably are, and yeah, not really looking to put my money on the line. We took a loss on GJ earlier today, so you know, waited a pretty long time on the stream today. Obviously deep down inside of me wanted to get revenge for that loss, but you know, the experience also came through, and I said that we obviously wanted to wait for the proper confirmations, and we didn't get anything, so we didn't force any trades. We took our one loss and we called it a day. That was that. Nothing wrong with that. Come back tomorrow, do the same thing. So yeah, like I say, not gonna put money on the line for this one. And honestly, if you plan to, just know that's on you. Okay, so I'm just looking at some of these daily levels. Alright, we've got a daily support here and a daily resistance. Our hourly closed above that daily level, and with volume right now, if we were to break the highs here, I think you could possibly see a tap of the next daily resistance. So at this point, I'm looking to take this on the flip of the candle. We've got a solid wick here. Oh shit. Yeah, so that is the idea. Okay, so our hourly flip bullish there, and if you were placing bar stops, you should have been triggered in by now. Sitting in a bit of drawdown. So yeah. um, fuck me. I don't know if my broker is lagging. What the fuck is going on? Crazy. Actually had quite a monstrous move here on GJ. Honestly, I didn't expect that, but there you go. There is that close below the support that we were looking for earlier. Earlier on, we had looked at a 4-hour candle, so we had this support level in on a 4-hour earlier today on our London live stream. We closed below on the 4-hour here, and on this 4-hour we had took our chances with a 15-minute entry, and unfortunately we got stopped out there. But it looks like you have a bit of a cleaner move down here. Had a closure below on an hourly, but had a massive pullback up here. So moved about halfway to our target anyway. GJ just hasn't been our friend this week. But yeah, it's been bank holiday after bank holiday. Had a UK bank holiday on Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday have all been Japan bank holidays. Crazy moves here on US indices, moving pretty wild. Yeah, I saw this close above. Okay, well, let's move some of this. I saw this close earlier above this level. You can see we had a pretty solid level there, and then our previous 4-hour closed above that level, and technically speaking looked pretty good for buys, but not really looking at US 30. But I mean, this was flawless. Had a push down, respected the low, came back up, broke the highs, huge move up. Happened pretty quickly though. Pretty difficult to trade, like during a press conference. But I guess if you know what you're doing. Not that I don't know what I'm doing, but like I said earlier in this, it's not something I generally sit down and look at a chart at during. I don't trade the news generally. I don't look at my charts during FOMC press conferences. In a situation like this, I would generally be sitting at the chart the following day. Like I said, tomorrow we should be pumping. Should have some very nice clean moves on gold. Like I said, we have broken into some cleaner ranges here for a upward continuation, and if for whatever reason we do push down, you know, we've got a clean range down as well. So just to be nice, just nice to be out of this mess. It was pretty frustrating sitting through a New York session taking absolutely no trades. But that's part of the game. Is what it is. No trade is better than a losing trade. 100%. 100%. I'm not too clued up on indices here, but it's just not really making sense to me why we're moving up here. Are higher interest rates not bad for the stock market? But I guess from a technical standpoint of view, you know, we're at a pretty critical level here. US 30, I think that's a little bit more evident here. On a weekly, you can see we've actually rejected the support at this point. It's clear as day here on US 30. Now as it's a little bit different, because it appears that we've actually broken below support, but looking to the left, we do have a level of interest there. I don't know, just trying to make sense of that. So our new 15 minute doesn't have a top wick. Not too worried what happens here. Like I said, just paper traded this one. Should probably put that for everyone to see. At least before it hits stop loss. Yeah. back to the drawing board. So this was just a bit of a learning experience here. I don't know if there's any. So, okay, we mentioned earlier in the stream that this was honestly just a bit of a trial run here. I've never really sat through interest rates to take trades, but I thought I would do it here as a trial run on the live stream. So in a situation like this again, I would feel more comfortable to do this on a live stream. Personally, I wasn't willing to risk money on a trade here today. Trading news. But at the end of the day, we traded our plan. So the idea was wait for our 8 p.m. candle to close. So we had, interest rates 8 p.m. FOMC press conference at 8:30. So we waited for 8 p.m. candle to close for a confirmation of direction. We had marked this level up earlier on, and we were hoping for a closure slightly above this level, looking for that as our first target, and possibly this level here as our second target. That didn't quite play out. Price moved very quickly, and we ended up having a break above this resistance here. Then what we did is we went and had a look at a daily time frame. Okay, so on a daily, looking at that level there as a resistance. Okay, and then we had this level here, our daily support. So our hourly, right, closed above that daily support. We were actually very patient here with our new hourly candle. We waited for that lower wick to be formed. That happened, and once the candle flipped bullish again, we entered this trade. And I suppose, if we manage this the way that we always manage trades, you could have possibly moved stops to break even as you broke the high there. Would have probably been your safest move. We did get into nearly 30 pips of profit, but came back and broke the low here. We may push back up. 15-minute has no top wick, but it is what it is. I want to say, like, I want to give this one more chance, because the thing is, like, I'm not putting any money on the line here, but whoever's watching this, I see there's only one viewer. I'm not sure who it is. I don't know if you have a trading account. I don't know if you have money deposited. I don't know if you would be dumb enough to take these trades, but I don't want to be a bad influence. Don't take these trades. This is a high volatility news, and I said earlier on that this was more of a trial run, practice run. So I guess it's a bit tricky, like people are on and off the live, so you kind of need to repeat yourself, and this is why I put these notes here. But I suppose something like that I should actually type out, like trial run. Paper trades only. If you don't know what a paper trade is, then, you know, do your due diligence and find out. So someone's asking me about NAS, and they just mentioned the Fed raising rates, and it seems as though they have a preconceived idea of what that should do to the market. So that's the thing in trading, is if you come into something with a preconceived idea, like I was speaking to my friend about Nasdaq the other day, and every time he traded Nasdaq, for him, he was looking for bars. Just because at the back of his mind, fundamentally, you know, Nasdaq is bullish. And when you come in with that preconceived idea, you will be stuffed around. You need to be reacting to what is actually happening. And you know, the reason I stepped away from Nasdaq, I was the complete opposite. And I just found that on days where it was bearish, just have a look on a 4 hour here. Days when it was bearish, it was really bearish, and you get really nice pushes down. I mean, look at these moves over the past couple weeks. Beautiful. I mean, if you were able to capitalize on some of those moves, yeah. So anyway, for me, I found when Nasdaq was bearish, it was very bearish, and the downwards moves happened quickly. And I guess that comes down to psychology. So in the stock market, people talk about greed and fear. So when things are a bit hot in the stock market, you can say that people are getting greedy. And then when things start to fall, you can say that people are starting to get scared. So that's just one way people gauge the markets. But when you look at it in that sense, okay, that when we are pushing down, people begin to get scared. So people have money invested in the stock market. Once it begins to push down, that builds a sense of fear, and people start taking their money out. Okay? It becomes a race to get your money out for most people because of that fear. So that's why, or at least what I have concluded as to why Nasdaq and indices in general, I suppose, will fall a lot quicker than they rise. Bear markets in general are a lot faster than bull markets. So anyway, I think I got completely off course here. What I was saying is you cannot come into the market with a preconceived idea. You have to act on what is happening in front of you. Okay? So yeah, this guy basically was asking basically asking what is happening on Nas. Okay? He's saying that generally rates are raised, like the stock market should be bearish. And that's actually what I thought too. I may be wrong. Um, but there's so much at play here. You know, there's technicals at play as well. On US 30, you know, we've got this double bottom basically rejecting a pretty major support level. So there's that. There was also the press conference, which had some contradicting statements to raising rates, because in theory raising rates is positive for the dollar, but to then go and say that there are still risks of inflation, then that kind of takes away that optimism. Okay, so there's a lot going on. Very busy week here in the markets. Very tricky week. So like I said in the very beginning of the week, I said on Monday, the goal is to preserve capital. On the stream we've taken 2 trades, had 1 win, 1 loss. For me personally, I have taken, let me actually check here. I took a trade on NAS and US 30 on Monday. Grabbed about 140 pips on US 30 on Monday, as well as Nasdaq, about the same. Sorry, Allah. About 45 pips on Nasdaq. That was all Monday. And then on the live stream, we had sells on gold. We caught, if I'm not mistaken, 22 pips. It looks about right, 22 pips. That was Tuesday. Tuesday morning, we had that gold sell. And then Tuesday afternoon, had a gold buy on New York. Grabbed about 20 pips. And then Wednesday, today, took a loss on GJ. So honestly, just messing around at this point. Still here for interest's sake and just to learn. You know, if we do something and it works out, maybe we can try it again next time and see. You know. So we had a 30-minute closure here, bearish, respecting this level here that we had in. So what I'm thinking is once we break this previous candle, 15-minute candle high, we'll be flipping back bullish on the hourly, and then let's just see. Raising rates lowers spending money. Yeah, raising rates makes it more expensive to lend, so are you on your Ben? Did you listen to what I was saying about Nasdaq? Because like I say, there's just a lot going on. You kind of have to just take it as it comes, react to what's happening, rather than um, play on your um, like I say, like preconceived ideas of what may happen. Funnily enough, I used to trade Nasdaq a lot, and I actually traded it so blindly. You know, I'm learning now that there's so much more that goes into indices. And maybe I found a little bit of success in it because I had kept it so simple. But there's so much that goes into indices. At the end of the day, I mean, Nasdaq, to my knowledge, is 100 companies, Nas 100. But whatever, it's a shitload of companies. Now you've got a whole lot of stocks combined, all moving differently. Like, in theory, if you put them all together, like, it's going to be completely random. So how do you trade that? There's so much to keep tabs on. I mean, it's actually crazy to think about. But I guess at the end of the day, if you are looking at it as, you know, just candles on a screen, it's not too tricky. There is just a lot to be aware of, especially in a week like this. So on Nasdaq, what has actually been happening lately? You know, we have had some pushes down over the last few days, and this could have been interest rates already being priced in. So that may be why you're having this push up. It's the same as gold, Ben. I don't know if you're listening. So here on gold, interest rates being raised. So interest rates being raised, if you look here, should be good for the dollar. A higher than expected reading is positive, bullish for the dollar. Okay, so yeah, raised rates, in theory, good for the dollar. But we had raised rates, and look what's happened. We've had a massive push up on gold, which means that the dollar has actually pushed down. Now, what has probably happened here is over the past couple of days, the interest rates were already priced in. Okay, everyone could see what we were expecting for interest rates. Okay, so we had that big push down on Monday, and then yeah, yesterday we kind of just consolidated. A lot of consolidation today, and as interest rates were released, there was a bit of play in this range, but then during the press conference, Fed Chair Powell spoke about inflation and the risks of inflation. And I think that's where all of this came in, because raised interest rates had already been priced in. Now he's talking about inflation, so we're having a push up. Could be the same story on gold. I mean, Nasdaq. Honestly, I'm not too sure. But it's a very tricky week. Your best bet in a situation like this is to probably wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow you're gonna have a lot cleaner moves, a lot less volatility. This is more of a learning experience, I think, for all of us. But yeah, it's way too hectic of a week to be calling out, what direction the markets will be moving or anything like that. You really just got to react to where price is showing you that it will be going. I think tomorrow should be pretty fun. For now, probably gonna call it a day. I must have spent like 8 hours on screen today. I think I traded for about 3 hours for New York. Took no trades. Is what it is. 8 hours for a 14 pip loss. Fuck, what a day. Okay, cheers, man. I'm out of here. All the best. Don't overtrade. Come back tomorrow. We're gonna catch some nice moves. Trust. Cheers, man.